Hi, Dad.
Hi, welcome to FarFar Shop.
Yeah. This past weekend,
Mm-hmm.
Mom participated in our local community festival
Mm-hmm.
by having a pop up gallery to showcase her artwork. And it was in a building that needed some signage outside to encourage folks to come in. And so she tasked you with coming up with a sign to get people to come in. And so, would you mind talking us through the process of how you created that sign?
Mm-hmm.
So, essentially, repurposing
Uh-huh.
something that was not intended to be a sign into a sign and
Right.
what that entails.
And that's kind of the purpose of this video, is to discuss the creative process on how do you come up with a project that this is something out of, it doesn't exist, but we have a goal of making signage using what we have.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was, we're only going to talk about, we'll show what we came up with and discuss briefly the tools we use, but I'm not going to demonstrate it this evening. And it had to happen fairly quickly. I had one
Yes.
evening to make the sign, so I had to come up with solutions and go
Yeah.
and get it
Yes.
done. Turn the tools on
Yeah.
and crank it up and
Yeah.
got it done. It
Yep.
took about an evening to do, but there was no time to really discuss what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of taking a reset now. The festival's over. We had the sign. It worked well. Here's what we came up with.
Yeah.
I suggested, okay, what about a tripod? We have an old tripod in the shop. It's sitting right over here. Why don't we take this as our base? We're off to a good start, right? We've got a base.
Solid base. Yep.
We need a signage for this. I said, it's got a hollow center.
Mm-hmm.
I have a wooden dowel that I could put in here, fasten it somehow, attach a sign to wood, not a problem. Well, that goes through. You'd have to solve that. Plus, it's really loose.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can do better. Good idea, but we can do better.
Mm-hmm.
So then I thought, what about a 1/2-inch water pipe? 1/2 inch is the inside diameter, by the way. So the outside is 3/4 or 13/16, which happens to be, voila, the diameter of that hole. That fits really well. Okay, but that will fall through.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy this water pipe in pre-cut lengths that are threaded on both ends. That's what I did. I thought, okay, I measured that. That's 2 feet. I'll get a 2-foot pipe. And then use a coupler which joins 2 pipes together.
Mm-hmm.
And that will give it extra length, plus would serve as a stop to keep that from going through.
Yeah.
Okay, we're to this point. Now we got to build above, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, we have a predetermined sign. The sign was 12 by 18. So our 12 inches is our height. So a 12-inch pipe wouldn't be tall enough. 2 feet, you're getting too high.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, let's try an 18-inch pipe, which they sell. So you see, I don't have to cut anything or fabricate it. It's already made. I just had to thread it together. And that goes in there. So we now have a base and a post for a sign. Well, this spins. What's going to hold that from being like a windmill in the wind and hold the position of the sign where you want it to be viewable to the public going by on the sidewalk? Well, I'll pull that out for a second. What I did was I drilled a hole in the base using a 13/64 drill bit, and then I had a tap, which is for cutting internal threads. That's a 1/4 by 20.
Okay. Can I get a close-up on that?
Yeah.
So this is a tap, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
You tap the hole and you use a die to cut external threads.
Ah, gotcha.
These are internal, so the tap and die set. I have a small set right over there. That's
Okay.
very basic, but it had the tap I needed, which is this one,
Okay.
1/4 by 20. So I drilled the hole 13/64, and then I cut threads using a lubricant, and through there made threads. And then I went to the hardware store and bought a thumb screw that fits those threads. Okay, so we've solved that problem. Now we have a post that fits in there, and we have a means to position it and then hold the position with this thumb screw.
In a similar way to a Christmas tree base.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Same concept.
And now we can also pick it up if we need to. Okay, so now we need to attach our sign
Yes.
to this.
And how do you do that?
Okay. Well, I thought this needs to be on here, and we want it to be out just a little bit. So I have in our barn some drop that was given to us of cherry. This is 8/4 cherry that has just been rough sawn. I brought this in as an example. So I took a blank of rough sawn 8/4 cherry, and then cut widths on the table saw, which is here under the planer. Cut it to width, and I made pieces like this out of it. Well, you can see it was rough. Well, to get that surfaced smooth and to a finished thickness, I ran it through this planer.
And the purpose of a planer is to make wood.
To dimensionally size wood to thickness,
Gotcha.
and also to give it, you can see how much smoother and cleaner that is.
Yeah.
Because the knife in the planer is 10 inches long. Now, that's a real small planer. For a wood shop, you would think that's kind of undersized, but I have had this for over probably about 35 years, almost 40 years. I've been running the same planer, never rebuilt it, but I always keep the knives extremely sharp. And I don't lean on it too hard. I let it eat and do the work it's made to do. Now, there's a limit with 10 inches. And I'd say the point of that is, it's not so much the tools you have. They don't have to be the best or the greatest, but it's what you do with what you have. And we've always made this work. I'd like to upgrade this, but it's been a wonderful tool. And as you can see, that's a nice surface. That's nearly ready to sand and finish.
Yeah.
Because this...
No splinters from that one.
Right. So we go to these blocks then. I thought, okay, if we had a couple blocks, that would serve as a stand or for the... I thought, oh, hey, we got an artist showing artwork. We got an easel going here.
Yeah.
Let's make it look like an easel.
Yeah, run with the concept.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Those 2 brain cells that I have left from the 1970s. Kind of Michelangelo's creation.
It was electricity.
It happened. Inspiration hits.
The neurons
We're going
fired.
to make this look like...
Yeah.
That's right. We're going to make this look like an artist's easel for the sign. To draw people's attention.
Yeah.
So then I thought, okay, I need to work with the wood and make the shapes necessary to hold the sign. So I have a little extra, and I always do setups or test pieces. Don't cut on your finished piece and go, oops. No.
I've done that before.
Test it. Test it to make sure your setup's right, and then execute it on your finished work. I mean, anything can happen, and experience is a great teacher.
Yes.
And when you get 40 years into it, you've made a lot of mistakes. But you've learned a lot at the same time.
Yes.
And you don't learn if you don't make mistakes.
Mm.
Mistakes are opportunities to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So I then decided, okay, I am going to use the drill press because I want that perpendicular. I don't want this to be at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hand drill that, there's the possibility of tipping. And then that would throw the sign off. So I thought, okay, I've got a couple bits. I'll determine what holes work. I'll go to the drill press. Then now we can go in the drill press and make sure I hit the right switch. Turn on the light. In the drill press, and we have a perpendicular hole of the right size we want to go over this pipe. Okay? So I had two sizes. One was a little looser, and I'll explain that. One was a little tighter. So then I had drilled the hole, and we talked about this guy the other day.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Grandpa Matt's, right?
I found center. That's right. I found center, marked it, and determined the distance I wanted it off the back edge to center, and then drilled that. And then from there, we've got a basic shape with a hole in it. Well, that's kind of clunky looking.
Yeah.
Plus, we need a groove to hold the board. So I determined, okay, what's this need to be? What's that? So I set the board up there. Once I drilled the hole, I slipped it over, and I thought, oh, that looks about 10 degrees. I mean, we're making this up, right? We don't have any plans for this.
Yeah.
That's kind of the fun part. So I set the saw blade to 10 degrees. And you can see that.
Oh, yes.
That's my test piece. Okay, how wide does it need to be? I got that figured out. Then I executed the groove. I thought, okay, going well so far, but it's still a block. Let's make some curves on it.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go to what I came up with. This is the final piece I came up with. And notice, out of this toolbox, I used a French curve that was my grandfather's. I used that to determine the shape, to give it that kind of a gentle curve. So I used that and traced on the block. Then I went to the bandsaw, which gives you a nice up and down straight cut and cuts through thick wood rather easily. And you hold it here. And so I drew my lines. Hi, Bandit. And I cut about a 16th away from the line. And I did a rough trim of the shape I was after. Okay. So then I had a rough cut here. I go over here to the edge sander. And then I use the edge sander to clean it up. I did an extension table here so I could get out here on this drum because that's pretty tight, or I would have hit the end or this edge here. So then I just shaped that all by hand, free-handed it. You know, is that perfect? It looks good enough. You know?
It looks handmade.
And it is handmade.
Exactly.
So now we have our groove, our hole, our shape. The edges then are sharp. So I have a little router called a trim router that I set up an 1/8 inch radius bit. And back to my little sample block. You can see where you have that. And then once you radius it, you put that, it gives it a nice soft edge.
Okay.
Okay? So I used the trim router and went around this to just soften that. Okay?
Very nice.
Okay. So now...
Drum roll, please.
Yeah. Okay, we have the base of our easel here. So far, so good.
Yep.
Okay, now we have this. Here's our signage. Well, we need to hold it on there somehow. And now we still have this. I didn't want to take the time to cut the pipe. So I just, okay, let's make a block that finishes this out. And also in plumbing, they have end caps, which are made to thread on there. I thought, whatever I make, we can hold it with that. And I chose galvanized because it kind of matched the base as well, and I didn't have to do any painting. So there's that. So then I made another piece.
Similar process as to the base.
Similar process, got the groove, 10 degrees, and I thought make it a nice curve. It's kind of tall. I didn't want it to look too blocky, so I made the curve a little more pronounced.
Yeah, elegant.
Elegant. Oh, I love that. So with our elegant top block, that then fits there. And it holds it at that 10 degree to the post. Then, see, this can still move up and down, so then we put our end cap on to work as a, and that kind of puts pressure down on the sign so it doesn't slip. And we're tight here with our thumb screw, so we gotta, that's our sign easel project. So it kind of looks like an artist's easel.
It does, yeah.
And it had the sign on here. So
problem solving, kind of making something out of essentially what would be considered almost nothing.
Right.
But
creating
turning
problem solving out of
making something beautiful to invite people to experience the beauty of Mom's artwork made by a beautiful artist.
Oh yeah. You got that right.
Yeah.
So
well, awesome.
I hope that helps.
Yeah.
So
it's inspiring.
I hope that's inspiring, and that you can try something like that for yourselves. If you have an idea, just pursue it and try to do it.
And it's okay to fail, like you said.
Yeah. And there is no failure. Like Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
He never failed. He came up with 10,000 ways that didn't work.
Yeah.
But he never failed.
Right.
And that's how he looked at it. You have to try things in order to know if it's going to work or not. It's a good idea, but does it work?
Right.
Yes or no? Try it out. The theory's there. You got to test your theory.
Exactly.
So,
well,
that's the sign we came up with.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for walking us through your process.
Yeah, sure. I hope that was enjoyable.
It was. So, what do we tell the good people watching?
Like and subscribe if you would, please. And we'll leave with a parting thought. What I hear, I forget. What I see, I remember. What I do, I know. So get out there and do it.
Yep, go and do.
Go and do. Thanks for watching.